We'll go live. We'll go live.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everyone. All these crypto warriors in the house. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 122.
Oh, yeah.
Today is Tuesday, March 13th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community every day, Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
10-ish. Mic check, Alex.
10.
Are we good? We good to go? Good to go. What's going on, Antonio, Bradley, Alex?
What's
First
up,
three in
what's
here.
up?
Bitcoin Jay, what's going on? What's going on? Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Free Bitcoin winner from yesterday.
All right, so thank you for your comment. Alex Daly, you are our winner for the free Bitcoin.
Look, Alex gonna mess around and collect the whole
Yeah.
Bitcoin
Yeah,
while
I know.
y'all playing with these comments, all right?
Exactly. Hey, that's what I said. Hey, if you comment, you put your public address. You can ask anybody. We send it every day. So thank you for that comment. He basically
We need to promote
was
that more,
describing
that we send it out every day.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, every single day we've been doing it. But he actually was talking about CCG Miner being the next one to maybe get a cease and desist after the Genesis Mining cease and desist order from South Carolina, which is weird. But yeah, so thank you for that, because he said they may be selling what are considered securities. We all know the SEC uses the Howey test to see if something is considered a security.
They're made up tests.
So yeah, it's just a test some guy came up with to see if you can make money off of something that you buy. A few other rules, but Thank you for that, Alex Daly. We'll be sending that free Bitcoin to you. Thank you.
Thank you again. What's going on, Ramo? Crypto Q in the house.
Oh yeah.
Michael Malik, what's going on? What's going on?
Thank you everybody for joining on Facebook.
Yeah, everybody, thanks for joining. Of course, smash that like button. Let's go ahead and get it out the way right now. People, go ahead and hit that like button if you like watching this show. Of course, it's to update you. The newsletter is out, the Discord group and all that. Bitcoin Zay and his team is in there getting busy. So if you haven't already, just go to our website. You can sign up there. And of course, if you don't have time to actually watch us live, you can play it back on YouTube or check out the podcast on Google Play, iTunes, and Spotify. Updated every day. And for all those business professionals who watch, we're actually on LinkedIn too for the podcast.
Absolutely.
So you can check it out there.
Oh yeah, iTunes. We need more downloads.
There we go.
We need more downloads, baby.
All right, so most of the stories today revolve around adoption, but a big story we want to kick the show off with. We talked about this before, the BIS, the Central Bank of Central Banks. But a central bank issued digital currency could fuel faster bank runs during periods of financial stability. The Bank of International Settlements, again, the BIS said Monday. For those who don't know, we talked about the BIS before. I'm pretty sure their bank manager was the dino the day before, the big guy, big fella. But they're considered to be the central banks of all central banks. This story is important, though, because they came out and said that, everybody's been talking about doing a country coin, whether it's the petrodollar or the crypto ruble or the IMF coin. But the Central Bank of Central Banks, the BIS, is coming out saying this is not only a bad idea, but a terrible idea, because they're saying if a real, if they're what they consider a real coin, if a bank does make a coin, if a government, a leading government, say the United States or one of these leading European countries or Russia, if they make a coin, then that would actually fuel fire to the bank run, because it now fully legitimizes the space as well as these coins. So basically, as we said before, the war is over. There's literally nothing they can do. And now they're telling other banks and governments to stop thinking about that approach. It's going to make matters even worse.
Yeah, because you legitimize
Great
it by
news.
saying, if you regulate it, well, then it is money at that point, or it is whatever the definition of whatever regulation company thinks it is. Because the SEC has a different definition from the IRS, who has a different definition from CFTC. They don't know what it is. They can't explain it. It's almost to the point now where it's laughable that they would even try to overregulate.
Sit on the sideline. All right.
Yeah, Giancarlo from the CFTC had it right. He was like, just don't stifle innovation. Just let it
happen.
Just let it
There's
happen.
nothing
man.
you can do.
Yeah, just get in where you fit in. I mean, I don't understand why more people who are in the regulation side of it don't realize or didn't realize.
Why you want to make yourself
earlier.
work more?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
really. Well, you've been around for some years.
Yeah, and I remember reading end of the year actual reports from banks like Bank of America, J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, 2014, 2015. They all mentioned Bitcoin. However, they didn't know it would be as big as it is.
They're like, what?
Like
I've heard of it.
I think it was Wells Fargo said the highest valuation it would be is $1 billion. They were so far off of what Bitcoin could be that they're basically trying to catch up right now, and
now they're trying to patent it.
Yeah,
they're trying to patent the technology.
Yeah, their regulation is like it's already a couple years late. Trying to play catch up with technology that's changing every day is it's impossible. So
right. First shout out to Bitcoin Bay. This is pretty funny. She was like, hey. what's up? P-Man Van, KH.
Oh yeah, Bitcoin Bay.
Yeah.
Shout out to her. She had a podcast interview that came out.
Okay, yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
P-Man Van, you are right. That is a definition of a rock in a hard place. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Again, it's crazy. These are the people who are literally in bed with some of our government regulators, presidents, not just here, presidents, kings, dictators, whatever, around the world. And they thought they had a plan, and they got hit in the mouth. And the crazy thing about it is Bitcoin, we're in a little short-term bear market right now. So this is how they feel now. I'm telling you, when that thing blows past 20,000 this year, they're going to go crazy. There's going to be some frantic things going on. And kind of, yeah, what was that?
Frantic.
Right, frantic, right. That's the understatement. And kind of rolling away from that story. It's not necessarily a story, but Cointelegraph published an article, basically. It's just more pictures and a little quick paragraph. But they put all the members of Congress involved in cryptocurrency. So you can go to Cointelegraph and find that. And, of course, do your own research and all that good stuff. But I thought that was pretty interesting because I looked at it, a couple of the ones from California. It looked like one person is taking a hard stance kind of against it. One person is like kind of with it. But my point is, at least by looking at that, you can find a representative in your state that deals with it. For me personally, I took a couple of those names down. I definitely plan on making that phone call this week to figure out, all right, hey, how can I insert myself into the conversation to at least see, give them a different perspective that maybe they're not thinking about from the small business people, from the small business guy or entrepreneurs and stuff. So go ahead and check that out. See who's in your state and reach out to them. See how you can either help whatever they're doing or possibly even shape what they're doing, shape the regulations, because they don't know what they're doing yet. So it takes people like us, you all who watch different shows every day or podcasts and all that, people in the industry and the ecosystem. It takes us to actually put our foot forward because they're trying to regulate this thing with or without us, right? So we have to do our part to at least jump into the conversation instead of just complain 24/7.
Yeah, and I mean, just from a strategic standpoint, if I was a politician and I didn't really have anything to stand on, I've been saying the same old stuff for 30 years, and then boom, this new technology pops up, and I know 30 to 40% of all people under the age of 30 participate in this industry and are actually very active to the point where they want to see it thrive, then I would change my stance up. Like Anari just said here, it said it could be a huge political culture shift. You might have a bunch of young people who shift to one party or the other based on their views
on crypto. Because that's money. Because that's like the tax.
The money aspect is a big part of what people are thinking of. So, hey, we may be watching the beginning of a cultural shift. I would be on the right side of history. I would just say I love crypto and just rock with it. Just like the companies that put blockchain in their name. I put blockchain in my campaign.
Yeah, really.
But like,
the blockchain national party. But listen,
exactly.
It's an automatic win. Like that thing hit 25, 30K, it's automatic win. But no, you saw that with President Trump. It was like, a lot of celebrities and all these, mainstream people came out. I was like, I don't necessarily like him or support him, but that tax plan, they came out saying it because that money, that the financial aspect has a lot to do with it. So, like you said, in this space, I can see that as well. Somebody finally coming out saying, hey, I back crypto. I don't know, nothing else is going on in the world. I know what's happening with this crypto thing. If you all want me in this office, vote, and they, like you said, they can win.
Oh yeah.
Crypto Q said, "Does the R3 case for Ripple not set the precedent on securities?" The judge threw it out.
Sort of.
I would say with Ripple is a unique case because come on, for a split second, I forgot the CEO's name right now. I think it's Brad Garlinghouse or whatever.
Yeah.
For a whole 10 minutes in one day, he was the 5th wealthiest man in the world.
Yeah.
Like, the 5th wealthiest man in the world for a whole 10 minutes from a 2-year project, all right? That is incredible, which is why we keep saying there will be trillionaires if that can happen. But the reason why I point that out is because his team they're setting up offices everywhere, Mumbai, London, U.S., here, there. They have the money to pay out these people to make sure their cases or whatever, for right now at least, skirts under the radar.
Yeah.
And that's just from a pure business point of view. Not saying that they did that, but yeah, if I was him in that position, that is the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, just
literally
make everything ambiguous.
Cash the checks.
Yeah.
It's, push the checks out. So I would say that case didn't necessarily set precedent because again, they had the financial backing to make things happen.
Oh yeah.
Especially on an international scale. I mean, in the U.S. and out front, on the surface, we say, well, we can't do this. This is illegal as far as giving regulators, representatives, and politicians money. But in other countries, that's how business is done. Like literally, it's out and open. It's Oh yeah, he paid me, $50,000. So yeah, it's not illegal here. So
and here it's just a way to hide it, but people figure it out either way. So
right,
yeah, they'll slide in something.
There we go.
Yeah.
See what's going on. Binance Decentralized Exchange is the writing on the wall for exchanges already. What's going on with Binance?
Binance is not playing with y'all. I can tell you that right now. The CEO actually mentioned that Binance grew so fast.
I was just about to say he already made his money. He's like, all right, exit and let's do decentralized.
Absolutely, and with the attack that happened, it wasn't an actual hack, but the attack that happened on the exchange, it does show a central point of failure. It is one of those things that if you have a real decentralized exchange, not Ether Delta, that garbage, but if you have a real decentralized exchange, there is no custodial third party to hold your funds.
Right.
You hold your own funds, and with atomic swaps and Lightning Network coming, this is becoming possible. It is also good news for their Binance coin, which will be used as a way to pay fees.
Oh, they're smooth. I like that. They put that in. I like Binance's business.
They are not dumb people. I can tell you that right now. And I can tell because if you're a new exchange, when they pop up.
I was just about to say that.
And then all of a sudden, infrastructure-wise, UX-wise, they were already kind of on point. And people were like, well, I'm still going to stick with Bittrex and Poland. And I was like, I'm telling you, Binance. Binance is already shooting through the roof. And as we can see, with the bounty for the hackers, now they're building a decentralized exchange. I told you, the CEO is a gangster. Y'all don't realize that. He is not playing with y'all. He's about to get this money. And he might be the first trillionaire. You know what I mean? Like, he's going.
Well, all credit, to be fair, Binance was in a very unique position. I'm not sure, CEO, where he came from or his back. I haven't done my due diligence or how they even got the money to start the exchange. But it's kind of like you said with the petrodollar and all these other coins. Iran was talking about getting one in Turkey. They had a chance to see the blueprint already.
Yep.
So even with the exchange, Binance was in a very unique position where they saw Poloniex come and go. Well, still here, but technically gone because it's owned by somebody else now. They saw Bittrex at its peak over 3 or 4 months. Like, Bittrex was peaked out within 4 or 5 months before people were like, all right, we got to start looking around. Is this thing? They saw Coinbase. They saw Mt. Gox. They saw, all these various Huobi overseas. They saw these various exchanges. And kind of like Bitcoin, they always says, they look at the recipe, they go back and all right, let me add this, let me take this out and make this right. So first of all, I'll give Binance that credit that they did it that way, which tremendously helped them. Yeah. And I think as we move forward, more exchange, decentralized or centralized, will continue that path. They only get better because they know how competitive it is. And then the second thing from a business point of view, bravo, because we keep saying it every day on the show. We've been saying this since last year before that. Decentralized exchanges are on the way. And once they come, not only will government and regulators literally not know what to do, but the exchanges will go out of business. So from his point of view, he said, you know what? I just made a ton of money in about, 3 or 4 months? How long has it been out, people? 4 or 5 months tops, maybe 6 months?
How long has it been popular?
Yeah, how long has it been popular specifically? So he made a ton of money in a short amount of time. He's like, all right, if we keep this business model won't last 2 years, 3 years straight. So let's go ahead and diversify. Let's make these decentralized exchange as well as a centralized one and just corner the market using our BNB token at that. So
just use Binance the name and people will flock to it. So
there we go.
Shout out to him. Good business there.
Hey, good job. And exchanges, they're all literally one bad tweet away from going out of business. So keep it pushing. Let's see what we got over here. There we go. Canadian crypto, long live the blockchain.
Somebody says Carlos in the chat. Well, maybe, I don't know.
He might be. Listen, it's been some people who snuck into this chat before now.
I hit him up on Twitter. Yeah, hit me back. But I don't know if that's him for real, so we'll see.
Zor Roasters 40 said, what do we think of Visa trying to stall the natural progression of using debit cards? Business model. Again, this is people. It all goes back to business. No matter how you cut it and how you look at it, if you're in the financial services industry, whether you're a credit card company, Visa, banks, remittance payments, any of those things, the blockchain technology and Bitcoin and crypto in general will disrupt your industry. They will make things faster, more efficient, and cheaper, and because of that, you'll get paid way less money. Now, the problem with places like Visa, these credit card companies, remittance payments, and all these other things, instead of them readily adopting it because they fear that, hey, we're going to lose money, go out of business, when in actuality, if they were to readily adopt most of this stuff, even right now at this point, the adoption they will bring to it, even for themselves, will make up for what they think they'll lose. They'll make more money. Kind of like micropayments. If you do a streaming service and you can charge less than a penny to watch TV or listen to music, the company might think they're going to lose money, but if it's on a global scale, you're not going to. You're going to make more money. So places like Visa who are trying to stall this stuff, again, that's a business decision. Not mad at them. They should do it. And maybe they plan on going out of business. I mean, this is business. Maybe they're like, hey, in about another 3 or 4 years, we'll be out of business. Let's make as much money as we can until then install this.
Yeah.
But I think if they were to actually adopt everything and push it forward and push the industry forward, A, people will like them because they did that. And then B, like I said, you're looking at a global scale now of customers.
Yeah.
I think they'll still make more money.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think they're going away anytime soon. However, I do think their business model will change because they already have support for crypto credit cards, different ones like YRX.
And they're trying. Yeah, they are trying. Yeah.
And as far as transactions, they do millions of transactions a day. You know, they're not going away simply because it's something new. Right. However, like we've said before, Blockbuster was the biggest one, and then
nobody thought Blockbuster was going away until it went away quick.
Then Netflix came along, and then what I will say is, Tim Draper. Tim Draper did mention he thinks crypto in 5 years will be the only way of payment. So in 5 years, we could see a change of the guard, basically where everybody's paying with crypto, and Visa is around for processing payments, but they don't even issue debit cards anymore. You know what I mean? Like that may be something that changes. So, you know, just think about 5 years ago how different payments and stuff was. Yeah. So, you know, it's not that far fetched.
And to be fair, when it comes to Visa too, it's kind of like the Bitcoin network in general. You know, a lot of reasons why Bitcoin hasn't implemented a lot of changes that people say can make it better, faster, more efficient is because we're now dealing with a multi-billion-dollar marketplace, and doing that not only would cause disruption, it can cause the whole project to be messed up, right? So same with Visa. Maybe there are people at Visa, well, there clearly are because they have been adopting it, but maybe there are people who want to move faster, who want to go full into crypto. But at the end of the day, they're a multi-billion-dollar, I think, I don't know how high, but I'm pretty sure they're multi-billion-dollar industry or a company, and they're not going to risk all of that for something this new. Even if it does happen very fast, they're not going to risk it. And at the end of the day, Visa's not going bankrupt. You know what I mean? Even if crypto were to disrupt them, they're still going to make away with money. They'll see the writing on the wall. So
Visa coin, oh yeah.
Yeah, Visa coin, last dish to save themselves, I know. Zerosa said doing business on phones does scare me. You know what? Not really, because at this point they're not even phones; they're little computers. To me, especially if an iPhone and iPad are almost identical with the exception of size. All right, I mean it's a few different things, but for the most part you can do the same, including the MacBook, which is why it's all seamless to integrate it. And this is no Apple commercial, but my point is that it's just an easier way to get things done. So I think it will continue to grow in that aspect, especially as phones become more cheaper with the updated technology on them. Let's see. Speaking of updated technology, Japanese electric company tests Bitcoin Lightning Network payments for car charging.
Oh yeah.
The Chubu, I think I said that right, electric power company, the third largest electric utilizes provider in Japan, has partnered with Internet of Things startup Nayuta Incorporated and software company Infoteria. I'm going to learn how to speak so properly after I get done reading all these things. In order to experiment with the possibility of using blockchain technology to record the charging of electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids. The Lightning Network is set to be used for charging micropayments for electricity, reports TechCrunch Japan.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, well, more companies coming on board.
Adoption.
And I will say the Lightning Network is well over 1,000 nodes now. It's growing so fast now. People are literally breaking their neck to try and get a payment channel because the implications for the future are too big. I mean, if we're looking at the second wave of Bitcoin innovation, then you can obviously see that these companies want to be a part of it. They missed the first wave where they could have been accepting Bitcoin like overstock 5 years ago. But hey, if we can test on these Lightning Network or on this Lightning Network in order to get our company going, hey, Japan, they've been on it. South Korea, they've been on it. So I wouldn't be surprised. And the whole electricity part of it, just electricity in general is what powers Bitcoin, so to say. So that is kind of a self-sufficient thing if they're actually a electricity company and they're using the Lightning Network.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's great for adoption because let's say I know people already experimenting with Bitcoin mining on the Teslas and all that good stuff. So it's one of those things. If this does work, and again, it's going to take plenty of testing, not just right now, for years to come probably, but if this does work, we know we're going to autonomous cars, no one driving it. Electric vehicles and all that stuff. So if this works, then yes, this is another way to connect the Internet of Things.
Yeah.
process payments, make money, and mine using your car. How crazy is that?
I mean, could you imagine having an electric car that you get for free? They give it to you for free. However, every time you drive, every time you use it, small amount of crypto is taken out of your wallet or taken out of whatever account.
It makes sense too. Like the business plan makes sense.
And it's like basically based off how much you use it. Just like with the video streaming, we were saying how once people's come up with video streaming where you pay by the second or pay by the minute, and all it does is take a small amount of crypto out. It could come out to where you're paying monthly less than you are now, and on top of that, it's crypto, so it's instant payments through the Lightning Network. So I can see that future. If we're gonna have smart cities, we gotta have smart money. So that's definitely coming.
Jamal J said, "Look like New Jersey issued a big. Oh, the big. I didn't see the extra I. So New Jersey issued a cease and desist order for Steve. Did we do that for Steven Seagal?
Yeah.
Who knows? Everybody.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Double I.
Let's see. Are we going? Malik Howard asks, "Are we going to run a Lightning Network node?"
Yes, in the future.
Yes, we will. All right. What else is going on? Cryptomatoes. Speaking of crypto crypto. I'll figure it out later. Cryptomatoes grows 5 acres of fruit from Bitcoin mining heat. In a Twitter discussion March 10th, Kamel Bretcha said his staff have created bespoke housing for Bitcoin servers which harness heat and sends it to greenhouses currently growing tomatoes. He developed something, he is quoted in his tweet, he's developed something called Cointainer, which is being placed in the basement and the heat is blown into the greenhouses.
Man.
Again, adoption, another way to grow in this ecosystem, to make money or to do business or to just live through this ecosystem. I think that's pretty amazing. That's pretty cool.
Right? Yeah, I'm already learning how to plant stuff so I can get my plants going. But the thing is, when you plant food and you have it growing, the electricity source might as well be from miners that are making you money. I mean, that's one of those things that Bitcoin solves a problem I don't even think was originally thought of. Because if you have the electricity, some people use electricity from Bitcoin to warm their house. Like they found a way to generate heat so that they can actually keep their house warm, which is crazy.
Oh, that's really good. You're talking about cold climate areas.
Exactly.
Midwest, Northeast.
Yep.
You get a mining. What?
You make money from the miner. You grow your food, and you can keep your house warm. It's basically harnessing the power of the sun all in one. Because nobody owns the sun.
Well, so. I was just about to say, which is why that idea would never, I won't say never, which is why that idea would be very hard to work because a lot of private companies are going to work with government bodies and say, well, they're not allowed to do all that. They can't use their own energy and create their own food. That's something we need to check.
Yeah.
But, again, speaking about how slow and behind the regulators are, the government and politicians are, imagine if cities actually did it. Imagine, these cities where they're having these snowstorms and snowpocalypse and all snowmageddons, they talk about that. Imagine the entire city would say, you know what, we're going to mine crypto. And let's say we'll help it. Everything we make from mining, we'll subsidize something. We'll subsidize this city's or this state's taxes. And we'll use that leftover energy to warm homes within a, 50-mile radius of the city center or something like that. X, Y, and Z, build out. We'll use it for food and all that. Again, it's almost endless the amount of possibilities that you have in that area. So,
yeah. That's very interesting. I'm still in that idea. I'm gonna have some crypto tomatoes.
There we go. Crypto Q said cryptricity. There we go.
Cryptricity.
There we go. Harold George says, so cryptos aren't as bad for the environment as naysayers seem to say. That's actually been debunked already too. It's been like research debunked.
That's super fun.
I was just about to say it's fun. It is some serious fun. So it's pretty cool. Actually, the guy, what's his name? Camille Bretcha. His original plan was to actually use the electricity in the greenhouses to grow medical cannabis, but he said because of the legislation that he had wherever he's at, it was making it difficult, so he just started off with tomatoes for now. But again,
started off with tomatoes.
Right, what's in the back behind those tomatoes?
Yeah, exactly.
Camille. But again, the possibilities are endless. And if you were to do something like that in California, where you can grow cannabis, not only it had to be medical, recreational, or medical cannabis, as well as mine crypto. I mean, you are getting checks from everywhere at this point. All right. Last but not least story. This one's an old one actually from last week. Didn't catch it. Microsoft blocked more than 400,000 malicious cryptojacking attempts in one day. Everything's getting crypto or coin added to the word. I love it. Microsoft Windows Defender antivirus has blocked an attack of more than 400,000 attempts over a span of 12 hours for Trojans to infect users with the cryptocurrency miner, according to a Microsoft blog post on March 7th. Now, full disclosure, it's coming from Microsoft blog post. I'm sure they wouldn't really lie or anything like that because it's so many people that do go back and check big companies like this. But regardless, we all know when it comes to messaging, there's a million ways to shape it. It could be something like, well, we get 1 billion attempts a day, so 400,000 isn't that much. But regardless, I give them, I give them the due just because they have done it, and that's a lot. But it kind of goes to show how many attacks are happening at once.
Just bots by at this point.
Yeah, 400,000 attacks blocked in the span of 12 hours. Said Windows Defender's research showed that a little before noon PST on March 6th, Windows Defender antivirus began detecting these sophisticated Trojans, which are new variants of an application called Dufoil, or Smoke Loader. Where are all these names? It's like the axis of evil names we have. Attempting to inject cryptocurrency mining malwares through advanced cross-process injection techniques, persistence mechanisms, and evasion methods. I've actually heard all those words from our cybersecurity expert. I still don't know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
But seriously, like you said, it looks like bots. They got attacked by a bunch of bots, and their system responded accordingly.
Yeah, people are finding any way they can to mine crypto and get it sent back to the computer on Monero. We've done a few stories about that. People using in your browser, people using with plugins, Windows being affected, certain databases being affected. So, yeah, it's just more of the same with that. And to me, like I said, it's always a reminder that the demand is there. It's just that some people have different ways of doing it. Some people want to use mining malware. Some people want to try and hack it. Some people want to trade it. Some people want to mine it.
It's an industry. It's an ecosystem. Yeah, it's an ecosystem.
People trying to get the same thing, which
that
is what we mean.
Everybody's just trying to get crypto.
Everybody's trying to get crypto, man. Especially, in my opinion, any Bitcoin you have before 2020 is very valuable. So I feel like the rat race.
You hear this bold prediction, people?
Yeah, the rat
any
race
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Point 0.1 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
0.01?
Like I said,
0.001.
You're going to be living pretty straight because at that time, I think we'll be calling it Satoshis. We'll have the next halvening where the block reward goes
don't tell people,
to
don't 6.25.
I
hope y'all caught that. The halvening happens in 2020. You need to understand, people. This is the real accumulation period before that time.
Yeah.
Think about it when we see all these other forks and everything. Everybody's trying to wait until the fork actually happens to sell and stuff. It's like that's when it's too late. Usually, unless it's a Bitcoin, like the whole Bcash and Bitcoin. But yes, so you want to accumulate before 2020 because when that halvening happens,
it's going to be, and I will say it is kind of right on time because if you look 2014, 2015, we had that crash. If you look at the charts now, it's like a small blip. It's like a little hump right before the growth we had recently. And then in another 2 or 3 years, 2020, the rise and fall that we've had over these last 3 months, I think will reflect the same thing. We'll just kind of look back like, oh, that was a fun time. Everybody was losing their mind. Everybody thought it was Mount Gox dumping on everybody again.
Right.
And
Mount Gox came back from the grave.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's one of those things where I remember at 2014 how scary it was. I remember how people were sitting there like, oh, what should I do with my coins? Because you got to think, all this infrastructure was not here until like a year ago. So imagine a crash from 1,200 to 200. You didn't have Robinhood, you didn't have Cash App. Websites barely worked. It was really the Wild West. BitConnect was running strong. It was like it was like more scams than that, and it was all
That's what people don't realize that when BitConnect first came out, it survived because it was so under the radar because so many people knew not to believe in it already. Yeah. It wasn't. I think it was to like last year to like mid-summer, late summer. I was like, wait. I was like, this is a real y'all really buying this?
Yeah.
I thought we already I thought this was been done. Let's see. So Bitcoin J, thank you, Bitcoin J. That's what I'm trying to tell him. Bitcoin J, 3 times repeated. Say some of the free games, or twice repeated. I agree, people. If you want some more of this insight, additional business insight when it comes to the cryptocurrency ecosystem, go ahead, go to KirbyCrypto.com, hit that join button. You can pay with Bitcoin or any crypto you want. You can pay with Dogecoin. We accept that as well. It's less than a cup of coffee a day. And you can have a ton of resources to build your cryptocurrency environment to grow in this ecosystem.
Yeah. You don't realize how much I keep to myself. It's killing.
Y'all really don't. He got a lot. I'm telling you, people, we're going to run a lot of stuff this year. He got a lot of stuff. He's been planning for the last few years, and we're going to have some big things coming. So, all right, for the free Bitcoin today, what are we doing?
All right, for the free Bitcoin, we discussed Cryptomatoes. How else can Bitcoin positively affect our environment with electricity? We had my boy Nari actually said, if you don't print paper money, you're actually saving trees. That's one way.
That's true.
There is different types of wind farms. There's different types of ways electricity can be used in Bitcoin. Give us your best ideas how Bitcoin can be used with electricity to help the environment. and put your public address, and we'll send you that free Bitcoin. So
I'm gonna get I'm gonna mine some Bitcoin and have a way to plug my cell phone into the thing and charge it. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be tough.
All right. Other than that, as always, we appreciate the support. Go ahead and smash that like and share button, people. We see all you in here, a lot of commenters. Please help get word out. We truly appreciate the support. Other than that, we love constructive criticism. So if there's anything else you'd like to see on the show, we're still work in progress. We're adding new things every day. We're getting a lot of help from Crypto Q, Antonio, Alec, of course. Anybody missing out?
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, so those are our main folks, and we appreciate them as well. So feel free to leave a comment for that free Bitcoin or just to tell us some in general thoughts.
Absolutely.
Thank you, and cheers. Take care until tomorrow, folks.
Oh, yeah. Have a good one.
Oh, hold on. I forgot my outro screen. Thanks for watching. Right? All right.